Hello everybody, this is a grumpy old guy gaming, and today we are back on the 5th floor for yet another episode of Wizardry, Tale of the Forsaken Land. Starting off with my favorite frame rate buster of all time, all of the ninjas in the world, and with a surprise attack. I can't say this is going to bode well for us. Already ran into one character death on my way down here thanks to some ninjas having a surprise round. Lucking out so far. Not sure if our luck will hold out though. Round 1 is in the books. Let's see if we can get through this. I feel our best chance here is with all-out offense. Let's go ahead, throw an end lash attack in with Ricardo and Rui. An individual action for the rest. We'll have Kyo cast a Zatiel. Agog cast a Jakrita. You know what, let's have Agog cast a Called on the front row. And Sarah, what will Sarah cast? Probably want to save most of our heals. Let's cast Kaneru. That way if we stay alive, we may have a better chance at evading. Because the ninja are not going to stay so kind as they did in the first round there. Still can't believe we're up against 8 of them. Hopefully Kyo's Zatiel hits well. Not the best, not gonna lie. Now it's up to Agog's Called. Just see those ice spears come down from on high, and Agog does slightly better, takes out the entire front row. The ninjas decide to rush. Taking 16 damage to the entire party, but that could have been a lot worse. Could have been far worse, actually. So let's go ahead and set ourselves back up here. Do another end lash. Individual action. So Kyo go for a teal spell. And Agog another Called just in case. I think that should be more than enough to finish it off, though. In fact, I'd be surprised if Kyo's teal didn't do the job. Oh, one still remains for the Called. Barring a barrier here, an absolute resistance, I don't see this battle going any longer, and sure enough, Agog does hammer it home. That's 8 ninjas face down successfully. Seems like we're getting shortchanged at 1300, but you know what? I'm gonna take it. Use Agog's newly found priest spells. Use a fields on the front row, and a fields on the back row, and now we're all fieldsing better. So heck of an introduction here to start us off on today's episode. As I was saying, I had actually pulled another unfortunate pull from the Tarot Reading Priest. I had gotten the Ill-Fated Evil Sword card, which gave an enemy encounter a surprise round on us, and the ninja in that encounter had struck Kyo down with a critical. So some bad news falling there for us, but we made it through. Now, how do we want to go against 4 gargoyles and 2 ninjas? Huh? Well, I think the same old saying falls true here. Individual action. Have Kyo attack a gargoyle. Let's use a Zatil spell from Agog. And we'll have Sarah attack a gargoyle. Why not? I think the Zatil and the Endlash will be more than enough to take out the ninja. Hopefully speed is on our side. Yep. Agog will get his attack off before the ninjas. One of them lives. Unpleasant surprise there. There goes that throwing star. Fortunately, misses Sarah. Takes down our priest. We're in serious trouble. Gargoyles finishing up their attacks for the round. There we go again. This time I think we'll go with a restrict shot. I don't think there's any need to be pushing the magic. As we see, we'll need that magic later on. 5th floor is definitely, we've been here a little while, but it's definitely proven to be the kind of place that's been an ample challenge for us. Got a rush coming up from the gargoyles. $20 damage apiece. My goodness. Gonna have to do something about those gargoyles. Well, now that the ninja are out of the way, we're safe to have Rui and Ricardo double slash, and let Kyo keep working on that end one. Well, there's one gargoyle down. Make that 2 as Kyo finally gets the death strike, and the other 2 just sort of stand there and watch. Another powerful blow from Ricardo there. Kyo doesn't quite do the job, and the gargoyle once again just sort of contemplating his place in life, I suppose. One more double slash, and Ricardo and Rui combining to get the job done there. That's going to push Rui up to the next level with another 2,800 experience gained. And we keep walking our way down. This time being headed off by a priest and a whole mass of poison spiders. Individual action here. When the game plays rough, we play mean. Going to sneak an attack from Kyo to the level 5 priestess. Ooh, Rui's out of those, that's right. Have Rui cast a Jitiel. Ricardo will attack whatever's around by the time Ricardo's ready to attack. Agog will cast... Agog will cast a Zakrita on the front row. And Sarah will cast a Fields on our front row. Build those hit points back up. Kyo making sure that priestess is not around long enough to cast. First hit death strike, that's what we're talking about. Whole bunch of thunder raining down. Takes out a few spiders, actually. Here comes the Zakrita from Agog to follow up, giving the remaining spiders a case of the dreaded hot feet on the front row. Wiping out that front row. Ricardo manages to take one of the back row spiders down. Get hit with some poison breath, and Rui is poisoned. So is Sarah. More poison breath upcoming. Nobody knew that time. Here comes yet another barrage. Awful lot of poison breath we just had to go through there. And a little bit of poison damage. Allied actions, let's go for a sweep attack. And then individual actions. Priest spell. Fields on the back row. And yeah, I don't think I have a spell yet that actually cures poison. So we'll actually be making our way up, we'll actually be making our way back up to the, shop here on the 5th floor to grab a couple of antidotes. Sweep attack didn't quite do the job. But Sarah finishes it with a good old-fashioned crossbow bolt. There's 4,800 experience. That's going to bump Kyo up to the next level. And before doing too much else, we've got a treasure chest to open. Getting a mysterious flail and a priest's hair, which is even weirder, given the fact there was only one priest in all of those spiders. But hey, we'll take it. Let's hand the flail over to Agog. Appraising. It's a power flail. A flail that inflicts greater damage with increased number of blows. Don't think it's magical, and it's a 3 attack though. Ooh, that's a toughie. I'm gonna hold on to this. I don't know if we're going to actually use this flail, but we're going to hold on to it just in case it comes about. Now, Rui and Sarah, they're losing a little bit of trust in us because they're clearly poisoned and we're not immediately jettisoning back to town, but we do know there is this shop up here. Casta's shop, I believe. Yep. Let's go ahead and talk to our ogre clerk. Let's buy a bunch of stuff. Couple antidotes sound fantastic. And I think we're good there. Pop one on Rui, and the other on Sarah, and just like that, we are back and ready for action, completely devoid of the poison, and time to instill a little more trust in our party. So if you remember, here were the barrels. One had the name Hannah inscribed on it, and this is the door where that pixie is. It says, "You heard a woman sobbing. Never. I'll never forgive." She goes, "That damned lesser demon, that bastard killed him twice. I'll never forgive him." That disgusting pervert just loves to watch weak beings like us suffer. That's why, in front of me. She goes on to say, and as if it wasn't enough, this is what he was trampling all over his poor dead body, after I finally managed to get a cathedral stone. All because of him. Now he'll never, ever, ever come back to life. Well, let's go in. As soon as you walk into the room, a sickening stench overwhelmed you. You heard a voice like the howling of the wind. It sounded as if 1,000 people were whispering at the same time. Haha, fresh prey, filled with bright red blood. That went a little too fast for me to read. It says the menace in the air grew denser. A rotten smell flowed all around, and a paralyzing black cloud of vengeance began to encircle the area. And into combat we go. Resources are already stretched a little thin for us, but we have ourselves a bona fide lesser demon here. Biggest thing we could do right now is prevent the demon from casting spells. Let's try a double slash and an attack with Kyo. I know you're probably wondering why I didn't do the stun attack double slash, and I didn't know if it would work. That said, a petrification on the first round makes this the most anticlimactic mini-boss battle we could have had. 4,000 experience gained, and we just sort of chuckle. After all of those hardships we had in battle, that lesser demon goes down in a snap. The pixie greets us as we turn around and thanks us for taking revenge. The pixie flew beside the corpse. Says, this one was a real fool. He was a pretty skillful adventurer, but he was too gullible and naive. She laughed and spoke of her past, yet her voice was sorrowful. Maybe he was aware that I had tricked him. She said that she went to the surface to bring back a human male. She would transform into a beautiful woman and lure the men. But the pixies were doing so only to protect themselves. Defenseless beings like them were merely a snack to other monsters. They needed strong men in order to survive. He should have just turned his back on me like everyone else. Then I wouldn't be suffering now. He always smiled and went up against those monsters, just because he knew that doing so would make me happy. I don't need this piece of junk. What she tossed away was a shiny green earring. You quietly picked up the earring that fell by your foot. We've now got an earring. Pixie says, I would have been happy if he had just stayed alive. I don't ever want to see humans ever again. Have to dodge a crossbow bolt trap there in a hurry. Here we find some sort of ritualistic altar in this room. And a skeleton on the ground. So that's the room that was being blocked off by that pixie that whole time. Gonna just sneak around that humanoid figure because I've had more than enough of my share of combat right now. Go back to the barrels and it says, "Damn you, lesser demon," was carved with a knife onto the barrel. So that wraps up that little bit. Got some gargoyles and ninjas. Thankfully these are friendly. I'll take that. especially as we run into another encounter instantly of even more gargoyles and even more ninjas. Talk about your recurring nightmares, folks. Let's go ahead with our End Lash. Let's go ahead with our individual actions. Kyo will attack a gargoyle. Agog will cast Zakrita on the back row ninjas. And Sarah will cast Feel on Rui. This is actually a lot more critical thought than I've had to do playing this game up to this point. Equal parts happy and stressed by that. Agog manages to take out both ninjas, so we are safely clear of the most lethal threat to our existence. Rui is back up to full strength, just in time for a gargoyle to notice and come over to kick her for a couple points of damage. Fourth one follows suit for an extra point, but hey, 73 is better than where she was. Let's go ahead and restrict shot. Double slash, and let Kyo keep working on that end gargoyle. Not quite enough to finish off after Ricardo missed on that first strike. Apologies, my foot got caught on my cord there. Seems to have gotten twisted up a little bit and just didn't clear. I'll have to do some quick edits around that. So the rush hits us fairly hard. Taking a moment to get things back together here. It really did get tangled, didn't it? Okay, that's better. Sorry about that. Minor technical difficulties. And we are back in action. See if the restrict shot will work this time. See if the double slash will work this time. We'll switch up Kyo and the Rui-Ricardo combination in the hopes that we'll get two gargoyles out of the way. That is exactly what we get. Unfortunately, the sole attacking gargoyle of that round decided to target Kyo, and in a break with tradition, he takes a damage he normally evades pretty well. See if this double slash finds its mark. Nope. Ricardo's accuracy woes continue in this run. Thank goodness we didn't switch to that other flail, as its attack power is based on subsequent hits. Ricardo would be getting next to nothing. Do finally finish the gargoyles off, which is again going to give us a nice little chunk of experience. Now let's go ahead and venture further down. Run into a bit of a spider situation here. Go ahead with a restrict shot and a sweep attack. Don't know if this will fell any of them. Yeah, we get all of the red spiders out of the way, so we just have the green ones. Unfortunately, we're getting the breath attacks and not any physical attacks, so that restrict shot is not proving too useful. Don't know why they're going for the breath attacks from the front row. Seems like they got us scouted out. One finally jumps at Rui, takes the bait, and eats some crossbow bolts. Let's see if the last one will. Well, it attacks, but it targets Kyo. Fortunately, it misses. Let's go with an assisted shot and some individual attacks, give us the most potential chances at damaging these already injured spiders. Assisted shot gets one, Kyo gets the second, and the assisted shot comes back for the third. That worked out as well as possible in the second round and picks us up 2,192 extra experience. Better go ahead and heal up. Drain some more of Agog's priest spells. I'd forgotten to do so after that one sort of vicious rush we took from the gargoyles. But back up near full we are. And more spiders we have. And as an added bonus, some rogues. Just one of those days. You know? Let's go individual action. Spell. Let's do a Zatil from Kyo. A Jatil from Rui. Just have Ricardo attack. Agog's gonna cast a Jakrita. And Sarah's just going to attack as well. Let's let spell damage carry the day on this one. Got a little bit of a jump on the damage from Kyo. Bit bigger lightning strike from Rui takes care of the spiders. And let's see if Agog can finish off the rogues. See that little vortex of flames spinning around? Didn't finish the job, but Ricardo cleans up one. Sarah damages the other. It sticks around and misses a shot at Rui. You know what that means, folks. It's stuck around this long. Let's see if we can give it the old stun attack and double slash. As a reward for making it this far. Just bop him on the head. And that's going to be enough to both paralyze and finish the job. $2,000 more experience, and looks like we've got another level up when we get back to town. At this point, it's assuming we can get back to town. Pick up some Thief's Blood. Let's see if we can finally do anything in this room. No cutting the line. I'm really interested to find out what this shop is all about. The Lucida's shop, musical instrument repair place. Get back to the spring here. It's just a clear spring of water, but it's also a safe place and one with a locked chest. Sometimes it helps to just randomly walk about. Let's have Rui take a look at that lock. Nice and easy. Let's see what we got. Oh, healing potion. Okay, we're not mad about that at all. In fact, we can go ahead and use that right now. Get our warrior friend Ricardo back up to full health. Again, you may be wondering why I'm so flippant with the potions, but honestly, we've kind of got a ton of magic at this point. The potions are only serving to eat up our inventory space. So many areas we have yet to truly flesh out in this. Just kinda gotta keep making our way through here. Another locked chest. Almost as easy as last time. Let's see what we pick out. Hey, transfer potion. Always good to have a spare transfer potion. And look at that. Found our little breakaway wall. Gonna walk down a touch. Weird that they have the stairs there as well. But we're gonna hop down these little ledges here as we did last time. It's gonna take us to the lower part of the 5th floor. Got a whole bunch of, just a whole bunch of ill intention coming our way here. We have some shades and some gargoyles. Let's go ahead and deal with the shades first. We'll just break this battle down into 2 parts. As we remember from the cemetery on the 4th floor, the shades aren't anything all that scary once you've got magic weapons. Very cool character design, I will say that. And now we're just left with 3 gargoyles that we're going to be able to attack us from the back row anyway. And attack they will, but we've already been staring them down in 4s accompanied by ninjas, so 3 of them accompanied by shades. It's really kind of small potatoes, even though that's a heck of a job they did walking synchronized there. Go with a restrict shot, not that that's really been helping us today. Double slash the middle gargoyle and see if Kyo can strike good on a kill shot or a petrification attempt. Ricardo strikes well on both of his hits, which was a nice bonus. And the other 2 gargoyles just sorta sit there. We'll take that. See if this double slash can finish off this gargoyle. Almost! We got a critical out of Rui, but that miss by Ricardo meant just not enough damage. Fortunately, the gargoyle took off after Rui, and the 6 damage we did on the restrict shot was just enough to drop it. Not enough to drop the other, however. So let's go ahead and try our favorite finishing tactic. Go back up to the offensive maneuvers, stun attack, and double slash. Well, we hit, but we did not stun. Let's see if this double slash will finish. Finish it shall. 168 damage on that. Yeah, it's going to be enough to do. Finally made our way here. Let's just keep walking down. Let's see what's all the way down at the bottom of this. Looks like we've got another encounter here, with more gargoyles, and this time a pair of mages. Ha! Well, I'm not going to waste time with the spell cancel. Let's end Lash. Restrict shot. You know what? We better spell cancel just in case, because I'm not sure what level of mage we're up against here. It's a level 5 mage. I have every confidence that with the end lash, Kyo's going to be able to take one down with an attack. The gargoyle's damage is not the primary concern here. Stopping those mages is going to have to be the priority. Sure enough, Kyo does take one down. We'll take a bit of grief from the gargoyles here, but it's going to be more just time consumption than actual damage. As you can see, they've only hit for 1 damage through 6 strikes. Yeah, the 61 damage on that spell cancel is going to finish the second level 5 mage off and mean that we don't really have to worry about that pesky magical element to their assault any longer. Sorry that took me a minute to get the words together in my head. I'm feeling kind of dopey today, you know? Restrict shot there, and let's attack the gargoyle with Kyo from the edge. Middle gargoyle taking all of the pain of that double slash and falling in a heap. End gargoyles stay put, and we will try this again. Double slashing the right side one. Restrict shot from the back, and Kyo will try and finish the job on the left. Double slash working well now, and Kyo with a kill shot just to bring it home. Another successful encounter in the books. Get a humanoid figure rushing to us like nobody's business. This is a whole bunch of bad news. We got 3 shades and 3 level 5 priestesses. I feel like individual attacks are the only real call here. Let's go have Kyo attack. Gonna have to use a spell from Rui, and most of her good stuff is used up already. But we will go ahead and use a Jatiel. Have Ricardo attack as well. Let's see what Agog still has. He's got a Zakrita. Let's use that on the back row. And Sarah, for good measure, will attempt to dispel the shades, if any remain by then. We know at least one will, as only 2 people are attacking. Spell damage would have to be incredibly high to finish them off. Getting 1 spell from the back here. It looks to be a strain spell, to no avail. Agog follows up with that back row Jakrita, hopefully throwing some serious fire damage down on the priestesses. Takes out the 2 that I'd yet to cast. We'll take that. Ricardo only hits once, but it's a 92-point critical to fell a second shade. Unfortunately, the dispel attempt fails. Shade misses its attack. Now we can get back to the business at hand, though. Do some assisted shot and individual attacks, now in English. Should be more than enough to finish. Assisted shot fells the priestess, and Kyo makes short work of the shade. Again, just working our way down the center column. Find a gondola that can take us up to the upper floor. Will we get on the gondola? I believe we will. See how high up this takes us. Isn't that wonderful? It takes us all the way up there. We can send the gondola down, we could get on the gondola, or we can not do anything. Yeah, let's get on the gondola, head back down. It is good to know that we have that little fast travel now. between the top and bottom. When we finish here, we'll have to take it up to the top floor and leave it there. See where that takes us. Here we find a room with some dirty wooden boxes stacked up, and ooh, what have we here? A trapped chest. Let's go ahead, have Rui open it. Fingers are working well enough to disarm the trap, and we get some boots! Let's see what the boots are all about today. Hand them over to Agog, and appraise away. They are stamina boots, popular among warriors, increases strength, evade, and decreases the amount of damage. I'm assuming the amount of damage taken. Hand these over. Yeah, I mean, solid boost for Ricardo there. Probably going to be taking the place of his sculpture charm. Can anybody use the sculpture charm here? She's already got the anti-evil cloak. Agog's got the elf hair ornament. Yeah, let's give it to Sarah. Ooh, that would drop the defense down. Oh yeah, that's right, because she's got the Thunder Cloak. Silly of me. Okay, we have a sculpture charm to sell. But first to combat, most likely with spiders. All of the spiders. Holy crap, the spiders. Going to try a restrict shot for reasons that defy logic at this point. Let's see if we can put him to sleep. If nothing else, we know that Ricardo can fell a huge spider. And the rest we're just kind of hoping on luck for. See if this sleep spell will hold out for us. Kyo versus the front row is somewhat effective. We get a couple resistances. One of them, I think, oddly enough, is the spider we randomly targeted with Ricardo's attack. Let's see if Rui has better luck on the back row. Looks like she hit 100%. Yes, Ricardo's... So we're only going to have to deal with one spider attack here. It will poison Rui. So a little bit of bad news there. Go with some offensive actions. Let's do an end lash. Have Kyo just attack. Agog will cast a Secreta on the front row. And Sarah will attack. Being very careful not to hit any spiders we don't want to wake here. Ricardo takes 1 point from a giant spider and evades the other. Sarah taking that one out. Now we've got some spiders waking up from their slumber. Normally be a cause for concern. Let's see what a sweep attack will do for us, knowing these are already damaged from some magic. Takes out most of that front row, and we have a restrict shot in place just in case. Still got a couple sleepers. Can't go super slow here because of the poison on Rui. And the sweep attack, once again, isn't nearly good enough to do anything lasting. Restrict shot more than enough to take out that spider. Make that 2 for 2 as they just keep going after Ricardo. One more point of damage, one more spider awake. Go with an end lash and a restrict shot, and have Kyo just attack because he's a ninja. Sometimes that's all you need. 2 spiders down, one more attack to go, and we finished the job. 6,100 experience. Sarah is just about leveled up at this point. Got a door here. One side takes us out, one side takes us in. Let's follow it down a little here. This may not have been the wisest choice. Got ninjas and mages. Assisted, we will restrict shot. Offensive, we will end lash. Kyo once again faking it till he makes it to the level 5 mage. Mage is down. Now it's just a matter of will our restrict shot hold out. Well, that's a good sign. We've taken down one of the ninjas, which is thankfully going to allow another one to move up to the front row after this round. You may be wondering why I'm so happy about that, and the answer is those ninja stars are pretty darn impossible to stop otherwise. Now it's just down to one ninja. Set up the restrict shot again, and this time end lash for maximum damage, as both sides will be hitting the same focused target. At least they would have if Rui didn't finish the job on her own. Seemingly in a hurry to not be poisoned anymore, I'm assuming. Grabbing a sorcerer's earring and an unidentified throwing knife. Let's check that out before we go any further. Over to Agog. This is a poison throwing knife. We remember it from before. We're not going to use it, but we remember it. One more humanoid shape. Let's hope it's a giant. It is not a giant. It is most assuredly not a giant. We have a ninja, we have a couple of bishops, and we have a warrior. Again, the ninja's got to be top priority here to stop, so we're going to go with the restrict shot. Gonna end lash. And we're going to assume that a level 8 bishop. Oh. I don't know. I think we've got to take our chance with the ninja here now that I'm evaluating. I don't think we can mess around with level 8 bishops. So I'm gonna back up and I'm gonna change our restrict shot to a spell cancel. Feel free to laugh in the comments if this doesn't work out. I'm still going to say Kyo's able to take one down on his own. Well, between himself and the end lash. I was right on that one. We survived the ninja's attack, and the spell cancel went good. Level 8 bishop is down, only the warrior to worry about. He goes one-on-one with Ricardo and deals 12 damage to our most stout defender. Now we can thankfully move back to a restrict shot and an end lash, and just for giggles have Kyo attack the warrior, as I think the end lash will finish off the ninja. No, it did not. Silly me. We aren't finishing off anything at this point. Finally, the restrict shot takes out the ninja. So it's just the warrior who's going to charge at Ricardo again and be stopped dead in his tracks. Good teamwork on that one. Another almost 4,000 experience. We keep following this winding path to a door. We are down at the very bottom. That would be the way down. Looks like there's a stairway in the water. Interesting, no? Let's go ahead and check this out a little further. Knowing that we have those transfer potions banked, let's see what we could do against this gaze hound. Let's restrict shot. Let's double slash, and let's attack. Nice opening to the damage there. And Kyo gets sort of held up by the gaze. He is temporarily paralyzed, meaning that Rui and Ricardo will have to finish this out for us. Can they do it? More than ably. Another 2100. Still hunting that hound's ear. Not having much luck there. This seems to have been a dead end, so before we go any further, let's get back to town here. Use that transfer potion. Should have probably moved the gondola up as a quality of life measure, but most important thing, getting to town. Let's get to the temple and cure this poison. 360, small price to pay. Folks, this has been a harrowing episode, hasn't it? We're gonna go ahead and wrap it up here. Hopefully you've enjoyed. This has been a Grumpy Old Guy Gaming, thanking you for watching. We'll see you around.